the funding idea was a very wonderful idea when we heard about it, because this is something we had advocated for many years. We had held several meetings with central bank and talked about it, and they had they had been looking at different ideas on how best these funds could be accessed by this small scale industrialists and other businesses. And when they came about, when the COVID-19 and all the funding ideas came forth, we were quite excited. Sadly, like everything Nigerian, um, it didn't reach our members. Many of our members, as we speak, we have over 5,000 applicants from our association alone, and out of which maybe 200 have accessed these loans. you know. And I don't know those who are getting the loans, where they're coming from. I really don't know. But unfortunately, a lot of it is not reaching the right people, the people who ought to really get these funds. We are advocating that the funds should, they should work with the business membership organizations, so that, because these are people who we know our people, we know our members. They've been registered with us for years, and they've been attending meetings. They've been, so we've been having different functions and activities with them. So we know their businesses, we know where they stay and all that. And so we would be able to know if such people require funding or not. But this has not been done. And the funds have just been, shared out at will. And unfortunately, they've gone to the wrong hands. So I don't know if government can correct it so that it can go to the right people. Because if it goes to the right people, government will succeed, because people will be employed. Government will have drawn so many other people into the tax bracket, because that is what government requires right now. Government needs more people to pay tax so that it can increase its revenues. And if these monies are given to the wrong people, it's just natural that they'll be diverted. So no revenues will come from these funds. So that is what has happened. The time it takes to process their applications, uh, I believe it's taking too long. From the first time we started this process, which was 3 years ago, 2018 or 17, um, the first payments were made, I think, late last year or early this year. That was the very first time people got paid. And it has taken, it's like, there's this long wait and a few people get funded. And then it drags on again for a while, and then a few people get funded. So I don't know whether the funding, there are funding shortfalls coming from either the federal government or the CBN itself, or whether it is the processing of people's applications that take that long. We don't know. But or the bureaucracy, so to speak. But there's a long wait. One, for those who have genuinely applied for these loans, and then we now hear people, from different sources say, they paid me, or they gave me money. I just got my money. I just got my alert. And this is somebody doesn't do business, doesn't know what it is like to even run a business. So that for us, we feel there's some gap somewhere, along the line, which really needs to be addressed. That is an idea that a lot of countries are, they've discovered that it's a very fast way of growing their SME sector. Um, because a lot of our members right now, they are looking for business premises. They are renter. They are all either renting or even producing within their own homes or in places that are not conducive. Uh-huh. And based on that, especially regulatory authorities, they always give them problems because of that. So I would want to call on government to consider the cluster method so that they should build as many of them, if possible, in all zones where small businesses can come together and run their businesses. They create the facilities, give them water, light, those things that they need that can run this. They can run their businesses, easily in a place, and then of course the rents will be easier for them to pay. Yeah, as many as they can create will help the businesses a lot. And then the certification of these products, the cost for members are very high. Right now, there's been a discount because of the COVID-19, so that people can register their businesses at a cheaper rate. And we thank God for it. But the time should be, should continue for much longer, so that people, as many businesses as possible, can be certified. We have opportunities now to grow business, particularly now that we have AFTA coming along. You know, our ability to move our businesses, export them beyond the shores of Nigeria, it's there. But we need to grow these businesses to expand our production so that we can replace these imports that are no longer coming to the country. It's very important. Only government can grow that sector. So I'll encourage it. And with a cluster, they can actually harness the products that are coming from that cluster enough for export. That can be done easily. If we group them into sectorial production units, they will do very well. So that is actually what I would recommend.